Dino D, Family Man in Philippines channel.
Going to be making our pineapple cake in our Imarflex multi-cooker. It has a cake function. I've made a couple of cakes in it so far and they turn out really nice. So what I'm going to do is melt the butter, put the brown sugar in the Imarflex copper coated pan, and then I'll put the cake batter over the top of that. 1/2 cup of butter and 1 cup of brown sugar. Warm up the butter, take it off the heat, pour the brown sugar in, stir that good. Make it dissolve in the butter. Okay, so the butter is melted. There goes first 1/2 cup of brown sugar into the pot. The other 1/2 cup of brown sugar for a total of 1 cup of brown sugar going into 1/2 cup of melted butter. Now we're going to stir that. Make sure it all gets dissolved in there. What I like to do is to pat it down and make it all even across the bottom of the pan. That way everybody gets brown sugar with the pineapple. Alright, so that's all done. Pretty even in there. Now I'll put the pineapple in. You want to make sure you get plenty of pineapple in there. Your pieces are cut about 1/2 inch thick. I always like to start on the outside edge. Make sure your pineapple is down in there good, flat on the bottom of the pan, like that.
Hello, welcome Dino D, Family Man in Philippines channel. Today we're going to make pineapple upside down cake. First I thought I'd start with cutting up the pineapple. First thing you're going to need is a good sharp knife, a couple of plates, and I used the bag that we brought the pineapple back in to put the husk into the bag. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to cut the top off, and then we're going to cut the bottom off of the pineapple. So if that's 2 pieces you're not going to need, I'm going to put those in the bag for the trash. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start taking the outside off the pineapple by slicing. Thin slice off the side. You don't want that side piece anyway because it's full of knots and difficult to chew. This is a nice fresh pineapple, as you can see. It's good yellow color on the outside. That means it's ripe. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this cleaned up with a few slices. We're almost done. I'm going to take the pineapple. As you can see, it still has some on the edge, so we'll trim that off. Just take thin slices off so you keep as much as a pineapple. Okay, so that's the bottom trimmed. Now we'll trim the top. Get all that green and the husk off of it. There. Now it's trimmed. Now you can cut this into slices and enjoy the whole pineapple. Now for the pineapple cake, it's rather large. You also have a core in the center of the pineapple. It's very hard and chewy. So what I do is I'll slice the pineapple into slices about 1/2 inch thick. And that's probably enough for the pineapple cake. See the slices? They're pretty large. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the pineapple in the center because of the core to take that core out. So we just slice right in the middle, and then we can slice the core out of it. Now we slice the core out of it. I like to make a triangle cut that takes the core out pretty easy. Just like that. So now you can see you have plenty of pineapple for the pineapple cake. Okay, we got our dry ingredients in the blue bowl. 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We'll use that later. As you can see, I've got a couple of bowls and a cup on the table. So the next thing is to do is going to make to whip the egg whites. But you can't whip the egg whites in the meringue until we take them out of the egg. I have a clean dry plate right here that I'm going to crack the egg whites into. And I have another plate over here that I'm going to put the egg yolks. Alright. Okay, so we're trying to whip the egg whites in a plastic bowl. We're going to find out if this is going to work or not. It's going to take a while for that to happen, I'm sure. Alright, so guess what? It looks like it's working. Just takes a long time. You can see it looks like soft peaks. So now we start adding the sugar. Now we have all the sugar in there mixed in, 1/4 cup at a time. Took 1 cup of sugar. And now we have what is called a medium peak. The next part of our task are the egg yolks. We're supposed to beat these with the mixer until they get thicker. Now we're supposed to take the egg yolks and the flour and fold that into the meringue. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the flour and mix it in with the yolk, cutting one of the steps out. Give it a gentle little mix. We don't want to turn it into a dough. And then we're going to take egg whites, the whipped egg whites, and pour them in a little bit at a time. See how nice and thick that is? And we'll fold that in like this. The purpose for whipping the egg whites is to make the cake light and airy. Just going to do some more folding to get the batter made. This is kind of like making angel food cake. So that's folded in pretty good. We don't want to fold in too much because if we do that, then we end up with a flat cake. So now we need to put in 1 teaspoon of extract. I like to put 1 tablespoon. Get a good vanilla flavor. The recipe calls for almond. I do not have almond. My other choice is going to be strawberry. That's what I have on hand. So we're going to fold this in. We're almost ready to put this into the cooker. Once we get the vanilla mixed in there good. Okay, done with that part, so now we go to the cooker. Then we're going to put the cake batter in the cooker and start it cooking. So here we are putting the batter in the cooker with the pineapple and the brown sugar is already in there. Nice and thick. So this should come out nice and light and fluffy. And scrape the bowl and get all that good stuff out of there. Like that. Of course, one of the kids is home today because he doesn't go to school yet, so he gets a really big treat today. So So the batter is thick, so you have to actually spread it a little bit in the pan. Try to make it even in the pan here. Out to the edges. Here, honey, here's some batter left over for the cake. What do you think? Pretty good? Yeah. Alright, so now we put this in our Imarflex cooker. Like I said before, I've made cakes in this thing a couple of times. They turn out great. Put the lid back on here. Close the lid. Make sure that the pressure thing is sealed. Then we set it for, push the menu button one time, and it's set for cake for 30 minutes. 30 minutes from now, well, once it warms up, after that it'll cook the cake, and then in 30 minutes from now it will be cake. And then you get to see that after it cools down and I take it out. The pineapple cake finished cooking. It finished cooling, so I ran a plastic spoon around the edge of it, making sure the edges were not stuck to the side of the pot. I turned the pot upside down. I put my hand up inside to hold the cake so it didn't fall all apart. I firmly tapped the bottom of the pot, and now we have pineapple upside down cake. So one of our sons has a birthday today, and this is part of what he wanted for his birthday was pineapple upside down cake. So there you have it, the recipe for the pineapple upside down cake. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy the pineapple upside down cake when you make it. So this is it for the video. Have a great day. In the next few videos, I'm going to start unboxing computer parts and building a computer. Don't forget, no matter what you're doing it with someone else.